it's really not often that you come across a pick that you're so certain of that you're willing to bet the house on. Something that really gets the blood pumping. And that is what has recently happened to me and what's driven me to make another video, which I didn't even think I was going to make another video, to be honest. I know it's been like 4 or 5 months. A lot of things been going on in my life. I didn't really think this was going to happen, but here I am. So you guys are wondering what's going on. Well, this is a pick that I believe is 200% minimum. This time next year, it'll be double what it is today. You guys got your attention? Okay, so let's talk about it. The pick, let's just go. I'm going to tell you, is Zillow. Okay, Zillow, you guys are familiar with, is a website kind of that shows real estate listings, but it's so much more than that. Zillow also owns Trulia, if you're familiar. It owns hot pads. It owns a mortgage company, so it actually gives out loans. They also purchase properties. They got a lot of things going on. The company currently valued about 28 billion. But anyway, the high, probably the 52-week high was 208, over $200 per share. It's currently trading in the 80s. Now, over the past week, I've made quite a few purchases. And even though like yesterday was down 10%, today's down 10%, I've kept on with this purchasing. I see a good, if you haven't entered yet, a good entry point I think is between anywhere from 60 to 80. That's the problem with stocks like this. You don't know where the bottom is. So no, guys, you guys are wondering, why am I so excited about something that keeps dropping 10% per day? Well, I'll tell you why. And it's not just the fact that it's trading at 40% its all-time high. It's that it's still very profitable. Okay, so the main reason there's been this drop is not really based on earnings. It's sentiment. People get up in arms because they started this purchasing. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Zillow, but you could sell a property directly to Zillow for some time if you lived in particular areas. The areas, obviously, mostly Phoenix, which had a housing market that was on fire. I've purchased properties in Phoenix before. Anyway, so over the past year, they've been doing a lot of purchasing, but now I guess they over-purchased. They're going to have to liquidate about 7,000 properties, and they're going to sell it not to people. Unfortunately, I think it's a private equity deal. You know, they're not private equity, in some way, private buyer. And the rumor is that they're going to have to take less than what they spent. So this is causing a little bit of, discomfort as far as investors are concerned. But here's the thing, the fundamentals are solid. The future, it reminds me of crypto, and it reminds me of the early days of the internet. You can say, oh, well, this is not going to work, but it's the future. And you know that purchasing homes and real estate online is the future. You know that a one-stop shop that also does mortgages and all these different facets, that's the future. And Zillow really dominates the search results, dominates. There's no competition with websites like Realtor, especially now, if you know Hot Pads, Trulia, these are all owned by the same company, then you know that they completely dominate this industry. So even if they lose money on this specific 7,000 homes, the experience that they've gained throughout this process it can't be discounted, and long term this is going to return to its all-time high in 52 weeks. Absolutely. So there you almost 250, close to 300% return just within a year. And then in summa, the sky's the limit. You mark my words, mark it on the calendar and say, hey, you know what, Vincent said that a year from today, so 2022 November 2nd, whatever, it's going to be in the 200s. Mark my words. And I rarely give guarantees this solid, but this is one I'm really excited about. I'm going to keep on investing in this. It doesn't matter to me. This is how much I believe in it. It doesn't matter to me if it keeps on going down because people are worried about this and that. No, a few hedge fund managers actually are still big fans of Zillow. Think long term is going to do incredibly well because it is. But a lot of people are making it volatile because of these deals. So do what you want to do, but take a second look. I mean, really take a second look. You should always invest in things that you understand. And Zillow is something that you understand because everybody uses it. So Zillow is dominating the industry. Anyway, that's, I don't want to reiterate the same thing over and over and over. But this is it. A year from now, 200%, sky's the limit. So take it with a grain of salt if you want. But I'm going for this one. I am absolutely going for this one. Otherwise, on a personal note, Madonna, it's been crazy. I just had a kid like 4 months ago. He's 4 months old. So that has really turned life upside down for me. How's it been? It hasn't changed as much as you may think, because I am pretty much a homebody. I don't really go anywhere. I don't do a whole lot. So having a kid, I'm still home. But he's at this phase now. He's crying all the time. So crying, it kind of stress you. You have this crying all the time in the house, which is something new. But I'm really lucky working from home. My wife is home. We're here. We take care of the kid. Doesn't have to go to daycare. Not a whole lot of worries. So we pretty much are in an ideal situation. Plus he's healthy. What more could you ask for, right? Well, you can ask for Zillow to hit, back to his all-time high, which will happen. You don't even have to hope for it. It'll happen. You mark my words, man. Anyway, having a kid is great. I think I wasn't prepared. It's true. You think, oh, it'll be okay. It's one thing, and then it happens. And people usually always tell me, like, having a child, it gives you so much joy. It's incredible, stressful, but it's so much joyful. And you have to experience to understand the joy that's there. And it is true, but the glimpses of joy, they're small in comparison with the stress, the worry, and all the other things you got going on. So the small little bit moments, they have to fill you back up. But it is what it is. Also, you realize, that having a child is not something you're supposed to mold in your image or control. It's not something you own. Your duty is just to raise this person, to teach them, as best you can, and then they're going to take flight and they're going to live their own life, right? So really the entire process of having children in some ways is very much of a sacrifice. You're sacrificing a lot of things for this child that in the end is going to walk away. Maybe they're going to put you in the old folks home. You never know what's going to happen, so that's kind of scary. I only hope that I have a good relationship with them as the years progress. I hope that I can be a good support. I hope I don't spoil them. All kind of things go through your mind. But it's definitely a journey, that's for sure. And it's one of those things, I'll tell you, all of the pros and negatives, if I didn't do it, I would probably wonder how it would be, and I would regret not doing it. So I am glad that I took the plunge. It's you're always going to wonder what's going to happen, Now I'm living it, and I'm doing it at a perfect age. I'm 37. This is the time to do it, right? I have a stable life. I'm older. We're ready. It's now or never, right? Anyway, so that's life now. I'm super focused on just making money, and that's it. Trying to be healthy so that I can live longer for my son, make as much money as humanly possible, and keep on trucking. And I've really been blessed. We've done incredibly well, but I don't know. It's one of those strange things. As soon as you get something, you want more. You want more. And you're looking at what's next, right? You just keep on moving. So I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm going to try, every video I make, I try to say, hey, I'm going to do more videos. But that never really ends up happening. So I'm not going to promise that I'm going to keep making videos. But I will promise you that if something important happens, I will give out that information. So thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, buy red and sell green.